the perception that some people believe that because Kanu has committed some crimes, why should anybody fight for him? I'm going to answer this way. You know Nelson Mandela?
Yes, sir.
He was regarded as a terrorist because he was fighting for the liberation of blacks in South Africa. In fact, Nelson Mandela's name was not removed as a terrorist until he became president of South Africa. That was when the US lifted the terrorism tag, granted him a visa, and he traveled across the world. And one of the things he said when he was visiting the US, same question was asked of him. Why is it that as a person who is freedom loving, you are supporting Cuba? Which the person said, that's a human rights violating regime, referring to Fidel Castro. He said to them, sometimes the problem with you people is that you want to choose our friends for us and you want to choose your enemies for us. That is basically what's happening in your MBA group. Some people are trying to choose your enemies for you. But the question you should ask yourself is, what is Nnamdi Kanu fighting for? Self-determination. It came out several years ago that the Igbos are tired of being treated like slaves in the country. And he wants the former Biafra region to break away as a nation state. The constitution is very clear. You can agitate for self-determination. But we don't have the position of referendum in our constitution. He started peacefully. He was going from village to village. In fact, he didn't go from village to village. He was on a radio. His only weapon was a microphone. Guess what? When he was arrested the first time, what they found on him was a microphone, not a gun. They found with Mandela a pistol. Well, with Nnamdi Kanu, they found a microphone. In fact, when they were asked to present evidence, even in the ongoing case, the evidence presented is that microphone, his underwear, top and bottom, and some of his writings. No element of terrorism was established in court. Nobody has testified that they saw him buying guns or ordering guns or ordering. They brought to court different kinds of audio messages, which was his response to when police was killing his people. When I was at Sowore Reporters, I had in my possession a video which I published at that time. I don't know if Facebook has taken. As the Nigerian army went to where ipob people were peacefully gathering and shot them dead live. 2014, I think. They killed them right there. This was captured on tape. It was provided by Amnesty International to me. So who committed the crimes? Is it the person who started peacefully or the government who said so? But like I started this with, this was the goal, you know. But the simplest question a lawyer asks when you go to court is evidence, right?
Yes, sir.
If somebody is brought before a court on terrorism charges, and we have not been able to prove it in 4 years, there's something wrong with that process. Meanwhile, Simon Ekpa was arrested maybe last year. He has been convicted within 6 months in Finland. He may not have been as guilty as it, but he has the process of appeal. The trial was speedy, open, and in my own view, fair. What happens to Nnamdi Kanu? You just keep defending, detaining him. Even when the Court of Appeal said that he's discharged and acquitted and wrote that he should be released forthwith, you refuse to honor that court order. And you are going into MBA groups to say, why is anybody fighting? You are taking extra legal steps to violate the right of a campaigner for self-determination. We are taking extra legal steps to force your hand to respect his rights. That is the reason for my protest. And who is in a better position to know a sham trial if it's not Sowore? I've been subjected to as many as 10 of those foolish trials. I have about 3 now pending. And they are going to end up in nothing. That's why since 1992, I don't write statements in police station. They sit me down, we are reading your rights to you, because I know we are not going to trial, for which my statement will be needed. And if I'm going to trial, my statement will not count. If you have made up your mind that I'm guilty as charged. So tell your MBA friends that first and foremost we are disappointed in them. They are not even represented in court to observe the trial. The same way they did to me in 2019. The MBA cannot The American Bar Association sends representative to all my court trials. The Nigerian Bar Association is not in court, even as a friend of the court. You should be there standing up and say, my lord, can we guide you? This is what the law says. The judge can say, shut up. But you are there. You go to your WhatsApp groups, and you know what they do? They then divide it into Yoruba, the people that are most vocal on Nnamdi Kanu, which riles me out, these Yoruba pseudo-intellectuals. Sowore, he has committed, will be sending me videos. And I tell them, I say, if you are tired of Nigeria, if Tinubu was tired of Nigeria 20 years ago and he granted an interview that Nigeria should disintegrate, why should you stop others who understand the same right?
Help me understand this thing now, please. How is it that somebody that was alleged to be inciting violence is charged with terrorism and has been in DSS custody for years now, not caught with a weapon? And how is it as well that somebody caught with a weapon, with evidence of unaliving people, is now called to a negotiating table, working freely? And some cleric scholars are even advocating for the negotiation. I don't understand. And let's look at it again now. How is it that the people that ravage a community, impose levy on them, that if they don't pay, they will be unalived or they won't see peace, are now classified as bandits, not terrorists? And at the same time, somebody you've not caught with weapons, somebody that has not imposed levy on people, is now spending years in detention, in DSS detention. I don't just know, seriously.
The continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu within the DSS premises of the Nigerian government is a money-making scheme for the DSS.
You can quote me anywhere, anything.
For every court appearance that Nnamdi Kanu comes out for, the DSS makes as much as 500 million naira.
Yes.
You are hearing that from somebody who has been in that same position where Nnamdi Kanu has been. And as such, if an organization like the DSS makes that much money, do you think they would want to release Nnamdi Kanu?
Never.
So we see where his continuous detention is coming from.
Not going anywhere.
No judge, just like our guest has said, no judge has found anything incriminating about Nnamdi Kanu.
But he's discharged twice.
He's been discharged twice.
Even if the Supreme Court said it, that it was Nigerian government that violated his bail by invading his compound, that he didn't jump bail. That was what the Supreme Court ruled.
In the previous court proceeding, Nnamdi Kanu promised that he is going to defeat the federal government in the same court, that they don't have anything against him, that previously they charged him with treasonable felony. And he asked, where is the treason now? Because the charges have been thrown into the mud. So from all angles, it seems that what Omoyonde Sowore is saying, that the DSS, the Department of State Service, are benefiting from the continuous detention of Nnamdi Kanu. Just imagine where you have an office where you can have 500 million naira every 2 or 3 months that they adjourn the case to. Could this be the reason why Nnamdi Kanu have not been released? Let us listen to the end of the interview.
You've been in DSS detention. Another Nigerian who has been very vocal like you was also been in DSS detention and who has solicited so much attention from Nigerians. Is Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes.
I'm sure you might have had interactions with him. Sorry if I call him Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes.
That is a title that his followers have bestowed upon him, Nnamdi Kanu, MNK. And this is a man that has passionate followership. He has passionate, loyal followership from a certain region of Nigeria and all over the world. From your experience with him and all that, what do you think? Is there his followers would be watching and they want to know, do you think in any nearest future Nnamdi Kanu will be released, or you think that the Nigerian government will continue to play their hanky-panky game to keep him in detention? What what should his followers expect from the Nigerian government?
You see, nobody can hold him down. It's just a matter of time. They will have to leave him and leave him forever. This is what happened to leaders of social movements that are unique in their origin, in their makeup, composure, and character. They will come, the state will go after them, but they'll become stronger as much. The more oppression they get, the stronger they become, the more passionate followers they command. So what the Nigerian state is trying to do is to see if they can break him. But unfortunately, he has passed that stage. He can't be broken anymore. Even if he breaks at this point, he has created an unbreakable movement and message. So the best we can do is to find accommodation with him. And you saw what he did in court last time. It shows that he's still very much cognitively aware of his role in history. It's the same thing I told them when before they arrested me in 2019, that there's no judge that has ever tried history and succeeded. We are people of history. And that's what came to pass. One day, they were the ones who went to court and said, "My lord, we want to withdraw the charges against you." But I told them from day one, I told the judge, they were religious, I said, "This is rubbish, madam." Say, read the judgment, read the charges. I said, when they finished reading, I said, "I don't understand." But my lawyer said, I should plead not guilty. The judge was riled. I'm looking at her, she was a very pesky judge like that. I'm looking at her, I said, "Look at this one."
What's the judge's name? Let's call it.
Ijeoma Ojukwu.
Ijeoma Ojukwu.
Eventually, she was transferred out of Abuja. I heard she wasn't happy because she felt she was used. But I don't hold any grudge against her. That is her historical role in what I came to do. And the moment that part is over, she had to move on. They even asked her to continue to be coming for my case. He says she's not doing it. Because maybe when the case first came to her table, she didn't know the gravity of what was coming. That she was standing in the way of a tsunami. And when she realized what it was, she had to just step aside. And that's what happened.
So categorically, the judiciary is being held to hold Nnamdi Kanu.
Oh, absolutely. All those pronouncements you are seeing in the court system it has nothing to do with the judge. See, what it is that they write these things for the judges is what we want you to say today over this Kanu's matter. Because basically, even other justices in the Nigerian system, including the Supreme Court, practically declare that Nnamdi's case doesn't exist. There's no case against him. Even if they try him for 10 years, they cannot present any evidence. But what they will do is that they will never go to evidence. They'll just be adjourning, come today, come tomorrow, you file this, it's okay. Because all they need to do to waste your time in Nigeria, they adjourn 3 times a year. The judges, they go on vacation from December till around February. Then in February, when they call your case, they push it to April, June. In June, they go for vacation for 2 months. So your case will not come back on September. By September, they are in December. That's what they do.
So they continue detention of.
In my case, for instance, we were in court for 5 years. They presented only one witness.
In 5 years.
In 5 years,
the state of Nigeria presented just one
DSS guy who said he saw me at Ikeja, that I said there was going to be a protest. That's the only witness.
For Nnamdi Kanu,
they have not presented any. There's nobody that I'm aware of, and I go to court on his behalf every day, but they will never allow me to enter the court. They're always waiting for me. I still went to court before the last hearing, and I was struggling with the DSS people outside there. I have footage of it. They collected my phone, I collected it back. It was a scuffle. It was a scuffle in front of the court, because I told them, I said, if it's not that Nigeria is useless, how can DSS come in front of the Federal High Court? Some of them don't even have YX certificate. To now be marking the name of lawyers. I told the lawyer, your MBA in Nigeria is useless. How can DSS be telling which lawyer can enter Federal High Court and which lawyer? And I told the DSS guy when they came and were returning my phone to me, I said, why are you wasting your time bringing Kanu to the court here? Just use one of your conference rooms, find a kangaroo judge, Go and sentence him there. Why are you doing all this drama? But the reason they bring Kanu to court is they make a lot of money from bringing him to court. They spend an average of 500 million naira per bringing him to court. So, yes.
Who makes that money?
It's the DSS.
DSS.
Yes. The DSS budget is not scrutinized like everything.
Yeah.
It's just spent.
It's like security votes.
So they just say, we are taking Kanu to court. So we brought this number of
We
cases.
need this number.
We block everywhere. All our security agents are there. Blah blah blah. It's all the scam. So all those paparazzi you are saying.
This is the kind of revelations that we bring forth when we have our amazing interviews on IC Magazine. The continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu within the DSS premises of the Nigerian government is a money-making scheme for the DSS.
You can quote me anywhere, anything.
For every court appearance that Nnamdi Kanu comes out for, the DSS makes as much as 500 million naira.
Yes.
You are hearing that from somebody who has been in that same position where Nnamdi Kanu has been. And as such, if an organization like the DSS makes that much money, do you think they would want to release Nnamdi Kanu?
Never.
So we see where his continuous detention is coming
not
from.
Going anywhere.
No judge, just like our guest has said, no judge has found anything incriminating about Nnamdi Kanu.
But he's discharged twice.
He's been discharged twice.
Even if the Supreme Court said it, that it was Nigerian government that violated his bail by invading his compound, that he didn't jump bail. That was what the Supreme Court rules. But in their own usual confusion and rigmarole, they said, well, let him still go back and answer the rest of the charges. So what the judge would have done is to reinstate his bail, since it was the army that went to get his bail.